Police in Buenos Aires have used water cannon and tear gas to tackle violent protests as Argentina's Senate narrowly voted to approve the first set of harsh austerity measures proposed by President Javier Milei. The result came after protesters urging senators to reject Milei's program of cuts and economic deregulation hurled sticks, stones and Molotov cocktails at police and overturned cars. Dozens of protesters were treated by medics in the streets, and police said 20 officers had been injured in the clashes. At least 5 opposition lawmakers said they were hospitalized after police pepper sprayed them. Aerial picture of lots of people in a square with a long blue banner. Justification of dictatorship, outcry as Milei rewrites Argentina's history. Thousands of bankers, teachers, truckers and workers from a range of other unions had converged around Congress throughout the day, banking drums, blasting trumpets and chanting, "Our country is not for sale, and we will defend the state." After 11 hours of heated debate, senators voted 37 to 36 in favor of the bill late on Wednesday, delivering an initial legislative victory to the Libertarian leader in his campaign to deliver on his ambitious agenda. If the Senate approves the bills with modifications, the lower house still has to approve them before Milei can officially pass his first law since taking office in December. The president is due to attend the G7 leader summit, which begins in Italy on Thursday at the invitation of far-right Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. The fiery right-wing economist rose to power on promises he would resolve Argentina's worst economic crisis in 2 decades, with annual inflation climbing toward 300% and a deepening recession. But his political party, relative novices, holds just a tiny minority of seats in Congress, and he has struggled to strike deals with the opposition. Senators are voting on 2 bills, a tax package that lowers the income tax threshold and a 238 article state reform bill that passed the lower house of Congress in April after weeks of negotiations. Initially dubbed the Omnibus bill because of its more than 600 articles, the watered-down version at hand still delegates broad legislative powers to the president in energy, pensions, security, and other areas. The proposal's immense scope and staunch opposition to it has limited progress. "We have the weakest president we've ever seen who is trying to pass the biggest bill we've ever seen," said Ana Iparraguirre, an Argentina-based analyst at Washington strategy firm GBAO. "We have the weakest president we've ever seen who is trying to pass the biggest bill we've ever seen," Anonymous. Unlike previous Argentinian leaders since the return of democracy in 1983, Milei has failed to pass a single piece of legislation during his first 6 months in office. Instead, the populist outsider has relied on executive powers to slash state spending and sweep away economic restrictions. Thought for the day today: it's almost more important for Milei to demonstrate that he can pass laws in Congress than what he passes, said Lucas Romero, director of Synopsis Consultancy. The package faces resistance from the left-leaning Peronist movement loyal to former President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, which has dominated Argentinian politics for the past 2 decades and holds sway over the country's powerful trade unions. Thought for the day: if this law passes, we're going to lose so many of our labor and pension rights, said 54-year-old teacher Miriam Rodriguez, protesting alongside her colleagues, middle-class artists, who say they've had to reconfigure their lives since Milei slashed their school budgets and devalued the currency, sending inflation soaring. "I am so much worse off." The rally took a tense turn when hundreds of riot officers pushed back with their shields against angry protesters trying to surge through a barrier. Police used pepper spray, water cannon, and tear gas against the huge crowds while demonstrators set 2 overturned cars ablaze and threw Molotov cocktails. Thought for the day today: the government is declaring war on the Argentine people, Peronist lawmaker Cecilia Muro told reporters outside Congress. The presidency called protesters terrorists and accused them of attempting to carry out a coup d'etat by disrupting Congress. The Peronist bloc controls 32 out of 72 seats in the Senate, while Milei's party, Freedom Advances, holds just 7. Ahead of Wednesday's vote, analysts said that foreign investment in the International Monetary Fund, for which Argentina owes a staggering $44 billion, were closely watching to see whether Milei could build consensus with his opponents to deliver on his ambitions. "This is a make-or-break moment for the Milei administration," said Marcelo J. Garcia, America's director factor at geopolitical risk firm Horizon Engage. This is a make-or-break moment for the Milei administration, Anonymous. This is what we're up against. Teams of lawyers from the rich and powerful trying to stop us publishing stories they don't want you to see. Lobby groups with opaque funding who are determined to undermine facts about the climate emergency and other established science. Authoritarian states with no regard for the freedom of the press. Bad actors spreading disinformation online to undermine democracy. But we have something powerful on our side.